I'm Zane.
I'm Malcolm still.
And you're listening to Common Royalty.
Hello and welcome to Common Royalty with your hosts. With your hosts, Zane Freeman and this guy,
Malcolm McGregor. I am dead, bro. There's so much to talk about.
There is
so much to talk about.
Easily.
So much has been happening.
Crickets.
Crickets. Literal crickets. Let's see. How you been, man?
Good, chilling.
Yeah.
I've actually, I mean, I feel like I'm in my professional bag nowadays.
True.
I've been having interviews back to back, which is crazy to me.
Role
Because the
model.
first few years, nobody ever contacted me back.
It was like, oh, you
I
want a
sending-
job?
I sent in applications. They were like, what?
You?
You?
They were like, we hope you find an opportunity.
Easily.
Just won't be here. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
No, but
that's,
yeah,
that's crazy.
I've been chilling,
Yeah. Trying
doing
to get
that.
hired, huh?
Yeah, trying to get hired. Hopefully this 4 years doesn't go
Yeah.
to waste.
Yeah, I mean, I hope. As of
Never
right
know.
now, we'll see.
Let's see, about 5 years I'll be broke.
Yeah.
But how you been?
I've been all right.
That's good.
Been doing a lot of work. A lot of
Extracurricular or school?
yeah, school too.
Gotcha. I feel you.
Kind of been in my school bag.
Yeah,
Kind of coming for a 4.0.
you're good.
All right. My AC's getting fixed. So where were we? Okay.
Yeah, how are you?
I've been kind of in my school bag,
That's nice.
getting,
That's nice.
trying to get these grades right. I've been eating pretty well.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, better than me.
Yeah, I got rid of all dairy. So,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I need to be on that way.
Kind of been eating like a rabbit, to be honest, just because I haven't really been
Like grass. Do rabbits eat grass?
Not actual grass, but no, not quite. No, just trying to be kind of plant-based.
Plant-based?
Say the words.
Yeah.
Plant-based. Yeah.
feel
Just
you.
trying to avoid meats. I'm still holding on to chicken,
Right.
shrimp. I'm probably gonna end up pescatarian. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah,
Yeah.
plant-based is kind of the move for me. And
I was
speaking of
pescatarian for a couple
plant-based, for a couple days. So yeah, last weekend I just didn't eat any. That's crazy. But speaking of plant-based, McDonald's. Have you heard of this new PLT?
No.
All right,
I was
so
I was trying to figure out what that was. I was like,
no.
what?
Okay, so this is actually crazy. So McDonald's is soft launching a it's called the PLT. It's a plant lettuce tomato burger,
Right.
and they're running it for I think it's 3 months in Canada as a test run. It's basically just
They ran it in Canada, so
yeah.
if they get criticism, they
no,
won't
yeah,
get any.
or if people start dying. It's a it's a Beyond Meat. I don't know if you heard of it, Beyond Meat
Yeah,
burger.
yeah.
So they're running that. I don't trust it.
You don't trust it?
I don't
Have you
trust
ever had a Beyond Burger?
Yeah.
Impossible Burger, that's what it's called.
Yeah, so there's two brands. It's Beyond and Impossible.
Oh,
yeah.
they're different brands.
And so from what I've seen in the article that I read, they were fighting because McDonald's was we want a veggie burger because
Right.
a bunch of other fast food Burger King has the Impossible Burger.
Right.
Some other places have plant-based meat. So McDonald's was let's get into it. And so these two companies were fighting for it, and I guess
Fighting
Beyond
for
won
what?
For that spot to be McDonald's official.
Supplier.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so it's kind of dumb though because they're still cooking them on the same grill as the regular beef. So it's your plant patty is gonna taste like beef juice. So it's what's the point? But it's just I just don't trust it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. Even though the burger stuff I've had it, I think it's pretty solid. I think it's pretty decent.
Does it taste like actual if
It
you
tastes comparable.
Okay.
It tastes like you could be fine, but there's things that taste good when they exist how they are, and then you put them in McDonald's, and the way McDonald's like mass produces everything, I
at the end of the day, they just gonna start combining the meat
it's
and the
like I
plants
feel like
together.
it's gonna have some kind of like growth hormone or something freaky. So it looks like it's gonna be on the menu. Like in Canada, they already started it. It's on the menu just like anything else.
Right.
It's $4.90 for just the burger, and then $7.46 for a combo with like fries and a drink.
Yeah. That's not bad.
It's cheap enough to try.
Yeah.
I'd
definitely try it.
But
I still haven't tried the Impossible Burger.
Yeah, the Impossible I think I've had both. I don't
Right.
like.
No, I feel
For me, it's like when I say I'm not eating meat, I don't want a veggie burger.
Right.
Like, I just want to go eat something else.
Like no substitute.
No, yeah,
just
a
like
veggie burger is kind of sad. It's
I
like,
feel you.
man, I could have been eating a salad. Like, I don't know, especially just because. But I know, like, I think it's Beyond makes like all types of like vegan, like plant based like meat. Like,
What do you mean, like other
like they make like sausage,
plant-based chicken?
Yeah, they make like chicken patties.
How do you
chicken.
make different?
I think it's like I think it's bean paste. I don't know.
Do they just flavor it like chicken powder or something?
Yeah, so it's like I think that's what it is.
Right.
Let me see. Then they use like maybe like
broth.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like a broth. Beyond Meat ingredients. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so they use a pea protein as like the
A what?
a pea protein and a rice protein. They give it the color like it looks like meat, but they use like apple and beet juice like extract to really water these like oils and proteins, and that's pretty much it. So like in theory,
right,
it sounds like it should be fine. Like it should just be like a mashup. But
Yeah.
I don't trust a lot of things made in the lab. I just don't trust it. So my thing is like, if I'm gonna eat that, it's gotta be like, I would rather not eat it in a McDonald's setting.
No, yeah, I feel you.
But I'd probably try it. I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably try it.
To speak on your lab point,
Yeah.
I'm actually in this class. It's like called Science of or Communication and Science and Technology, and it was talking about how a lot of people think that eating GMOs like with food and stuff is bad, but 91% of the scientists say it's perfectly fine. So it's
yeah.
And it was like something like 34% of Americans think it's okay, whereas 91% of scientists think it's okay.
Look, man.
So
I don't know, man. I just feel like it's easy for the people who make it to say that it's good. They're like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. Just eat it.
It only has a little bit of crack.
No, yeah, it's like we're only kind of controlling you through it. Anyone who tried the Popeyes experiment, we're under government control.
They probably, honestly.
All our heads are just gonna start swelling.
Didn't they relaunch it? Did that happen?
It's supposed to. Okay, so no, the relaunch was BYOB.
Oh, bring
your
on
own
bread.
bun. Yes.
Yeah.
So they said, yeah, we're still selling it. You can get 3 chicken strips and if you bring a bun, you have a chicken sandwich. But we'll give you the chicken. So basically, they're selling the chicken off the menu.
No, but it makes it seem like they can't just get buns.
Yeah. You have
I'm
a
confused.
bun.
You literally
make another sandwich.
Yeah.
The thing is, for years, Popeyes has had a garbage chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't even know it's on the menu because it's so bad. And then they come out with a nice one, and now they forget that they had a garbage chicken sandwich. Like, if there's one thing you can do, it's get buns. Like,
and you know what's sad? They're probably gonna change like something about the recipe, and then it's not gonna hit anymore.
When it comes back, it's gonna be obviously cracking it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like, it's gonna be like obviously. It's gonna be like,
not
I
again.
feel like I'm being
Mama.
controlled. Yeah, I'm not falling for it this time. I don't think we can afford it. Pop culture will suffer.
No, easily.
When it comes back. Let's see. So, in some other news, Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Highest
On
in
top
the
of the
room.
game. He actually won the album of the year last night.
Oh, BT Awards.
Yes.
I didn't even watch them.
Me either.
I watched parts of it. We're gonna talk about that, but I did not know he won for Astroworld.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Somebody gave it to him.
Honestly.
And of course, it had
He
to
got
be us.
snubbed so many
He got
times.
snubbed by
So many.
everybody.
By Cardi B, bro.
No,
Cardi B.
Privacy. You telling me? Can you name 3 songs? Well, I can name 3 songs, but can the average person who votes on this name 3 songs? No. And then Astroworld, I can't think of a song I didn't like.
Right.
Like, it's for me, it was like very obvious that it was like once it came out, I was like, okay, this is the one.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty sad.
And like the culture impact of it too.
No, like everything was Astroworld.
Literally, Houston was.
No,
like,
yeah, and then Astro World or was it Astrofest? Astroworld.
Astrofest,
Yeah,
and then
Astrofest,
Astro
like,
World.
No, yeah, like
Didn't the mayor say something about they're rebuilding
exactly,
Astroworld? Or something?
Yeah,
That
because
man-
of Travis.
Yes, literally.
And his tour is coming back this fall, right? This like
You talking about Astrofest?
Astroworld or whatever. It's,
Astrofest?
Yeah, the Astrofest.
It's November 9th.
That's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
I'm not going, but I wish I was.
Me either. No, I
Tickets
checked the
were-
link. I checked the link. It was $99 when I first searched it. I was like, damn. And then I went back, and it was $199.
Yeah.
I was like,
And somebody
what?
told me that they started at like 59.
Oh my god!
I was like, bro, this is insane.
Bro, I could have copped and resold that.
Yeah.
Oh my!
The thing
I'm
is,
actually
nobody
upset.
said that until it was too late. Now getting a ticket now is gonna cost you like your firstborn.
No, easily.
But what did you think about Highest in the Room?
Highest in the Room.
Yeah.
I feel like this is what I'm gonna say. I feel like if this was Travis in 2015,
okay, before
and this
he
came
was
out,
put on.
yeah, or Travis even in 2017,
yeah,
and this came out, it would have been fantastic. But I
Yeah.
feel like he's at a point to where I expect more from him. So this is just kind of like this is a Travis song,
Yeah,
but like
like,
I wasn't like
yeah.
super impressed about it.
I
And that's
feel
the
that.
price of, I guess, fame.
Yeah.
Just because like you're always trying to top yourself. So
Definitely.
is it a good song? Yeah. But do I expect more from Travis?
Yeah.
Probably. The
I
outro was
think-
fire though.
No, yeah, it's definitely a SoundCloud job.
Right,
Like, it's
right.
definitely,
No,
it's definitely like not a project. It's like
I don't know why he marketed it like
No,
this
yeah,
huge single.
he made it seem like it was gonna be like a project.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you remember when like it was like Green and Purple and like
And,
a few songs like all dropped?
Amen
Yes, and they all
and,
dropped.
one other song.
It was I can't remember what it was. I know it was 3 songs though. It was those 3, and we were just like,
And
was it
Butterfly Effect.
Yeah, I was about to say it was Butterfly Effect. That was like. That's what this is.
Yeah.
It's like one of those drops where it's like, okay, this will tie this
Cool,
into the
but-
album. Yeah, it's like, but he's selling like merch. He's
Yeah.
selling like
I
the
get an email
vinyl.
from him every day.
Yeah, he's like
I'm like-
he was like, pick a cover. I was like, so this is one song. My vinyl will last 3 minutes.
Yeah.
My thing was like, I love the song. Like I was playing it on repeat, but I get like, they said Lil Baby was supposed to be on it. I was like, if Lil Baby was on this, it would have been
Yeah.
next level. Like I think it was well made. Like the beat was just very like, it felt like he was like working with his friend. Like the beat didn't feel like a high class like where he's at. Like the beat is just like a standard like Travis beat, and it's like it was produced well, but it's just kind of like
It was kind of like we expected.
no,
Like,
yeah.
that's-
Like I guess at this point with Travis, I expect someone else to jump on that.
Yeah.
like at all times.
Yes.
Like I'm like I know you can make a great song, but
Right.
like what else?
Yeah.
Like that means that this next album that he drops, whenever it may be, has to be insane.
No, it has to be.
Yeah, 'cause
Calling
I thought-
Astroworld?
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought Highest in the Room was originally I thought it was gonna be an album,
Mm-hmm.
and then
I thought it was at least going to be like a 3.
no, yeah, I thought it was gonna be
drop
3, and I
Yeah.
thought if it was a project called Highest in the Room with Highest in the Room and then like 2-3 other songs, I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
But we got Highest in the Room, which it was cool. Like I like it again, but just need a little bit more.
No, yeah, easily.
And that's from people who like Travis.
And like, no, talking to a huge Travis fan,
Yeah.
I'm just worried that he's gonna get. I feel like he needs to take a step back for a second because he's
Yeah.
everywhere right now, and people are
Yeah.
gonna get tired of him. You
Exactly,
feel?
yeah. I feel like he's getting too like settled.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, oh, you know, I do everything. I'm a Kardashian.
Right.
Like everything. I'm like, I need Travis to be like, and I guess that's the kind of the argument that people make about once people get famous, they're not allowed to be themselves anymore.
Right.
Like they kind of have to be who we want them to be.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this is like like you said, like if Travis had given us this in 2015, we would have been like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Like, this is great. This guy needs to blow up. But for someone who's
already there,
close to the top of the game,
yeah,
I'd say, if not the top.
Yeah.
I just need a little more.
Yeah.
I need more. He's not Rihanna. He's not Rihanna.
We were talking about this the other day. Do you think if Travis dropped like a surprise album or something, you think it would like be good or not? Because I personally don't think he's at the point to where he can drop just surprise stuff. But a lot of people were like, of course he can. Of course it would be received well.
I think the way his fan base is, they need the hype. Like, we need like days before rodeo.
Yeah.
We need days before rodeo. Like
Yeah.
we need to prepare to race. like Highest in the Room. I was like, on Monday I was like, okay, Highest in the Room comes out Friday.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready. And so all week I was like, when is Highest in the Room gonna drop? And then when it dropped, I immediately listened to it, and I had it on repeat for like the day.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is like, it was solid. Like I know, like I almost have it memorized.
Right.
But like
right.
I don't know. I just feel like if I was just to check my phone and I saw a new Travis album, I'd be like, huh? Like,
yeah.
he didn't tell
When
me
is
about
this is fake?
Like, excuse me. I'm just waiting for some music that relates to Kylie Jenner.
Oh yes.
I feel like
definitely. Oh,
but
easily.
I
That's
just-
what kind of make me excited about his next project.
yeah.
Be like
Yeah.
all 7 tracks.
No,
like
yeah.
Kylie.
No, yeah. Especially if this breakup is real, then it's like, I need something.
No, it's definitely
like,
real. Because Kylie
really?
said, yeah, we're just focused on Stormy. We're staying friends and all that stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
They just were bored.
No,
He said,
easily.
we need something spicy. Chris was like, so
yeah, no, easily. Chris was like, hey, y'all too good of a couple.
It was like the ratings
Let's
are dipping.
throw some-
That's how
Kanye.
the Kardashians. Once things get good, it feels like they can't let things be good.
Oh no,
Like,
it's a business plan.
yeah, it's like
definitely a business.
once thing.
See why they don't have to worry about Kim is because she's married to Kanye.
No, yeah.
He got
Kanye
the
has
crazy
his
world.
own
He
issues.
is
Like
the
Kim
crazy.
doesn't have to have controversy anymore, even though she does every 2 months.
Yeah.
Because Kanye more than
Yeah, it's just
doubles
like,
her.
hey.
Regardless, like it's like, look, we're good. Let's see. That's crazy. Just okay. Let's keep it on unexpected musical displays. Bro, Snoop Dogg.
I was like, what? So Snoop Dogg performed for some reason
Yeah. Some reason.
at Kansas University.
Yeah. During, I guess, like their basketball like preview night.
Or the University of Kansas.
No, it's KU.
Oh, okay, yeah. And apparently there was a stripper there.
There was multiple
Oh, I guess I
professional
didn't see
adult dancers.
Snoop Dogg Kansas is literally the first thing that comes
No,
up on
yeah.
Google.
Literally, when you pay for it says when you pay for Snoop Dogg, you get Snoop
No,
Dogg.
And he just does not care
No,
at
he
all.
does not care. So yeah, they he had a 35-minute show, and he used, it says, explicit lyrics and pole dancers. Mind you, this is a family event. He also shot fake $100 bills into the crowd with money guns. And they asked him about it on the Howard Stern show. He said, when you pay for Snoop Dogg, you're gonna get Snoop Dogg. And my thing is, duh. When you booked Snoop Dogg, you didn't know what performance he was gonna do. And then
No, easily. So who's like if that scenario happened, whose fault is it? Like, does Snoop Dogg need to tone down to his audience, or
they
does
booked
the university
Snoop
say
D-O-double-G?
Yeah.
So apparently it's the athletic director's fault, because he issued a statement after. He said he said we apologize for the Snoop Dogg performance at late night, which is, I guess, the name of the show or whatever.
Yeah.
We made it clear to the entertainers' managers that we expected a clean version of the show and took additional steps to communicate to our fans, including moving the artist to the final act of the evening to ensure no basketball activities would be missed if anyone did not want to stay for his show. I take full responsibility for not thoroughly vetting all the details of the performance and offer my personal apology to those who were offended. We strive to create a family atmosphere at Kansas and fell short of that this evening. My thing is, this man had stripper poles prepared.
No, yeah, okay, actually. So they just
strippers.
they just putting in these huge poles and say, where are you going with that? What do you plan to do with that? You know, like did they not? They saw poles coming in, and they were like,
Exactly.
everything's still fine.
No, yes.
Maybe he's gonna hang up a banner or something.
And I just, what kills me is in the video, it's just so quiet. Like, they're just, everybody just standing looking like, are those pole dancers?
Mommy, what's that?
No, literally. And it's just like, any performance that I've ever, like, witnessed, like, behind the scenes of, like, ever has a dress rehearsal. has a run through.
Yeah.
They just said, all right, Snoop.
Do your thing.
Go run it. And so Snoop said that he only thinks that there was a response by the school, that the school apologized because of the backlash that was on Twitter.
Yeah.
Not because anyone who was actually at the show. And he said that anybody who said that he was asked to leave or anything is lying. Snoop said, I had the time of my life. He said he hung out with the team. It was more publicity, and that it didn't look good on the school's name. But he said I had a good time. I had a great time.
That's true.
I can't. And apparently, another thing that kind of had controversy. The coach, Bill Self, put on an Adidas basketball shirt and a chain with a money sign and was strolling through a record store to gin and juice. And
this was before the performance? Or?
This was like to promote his performance.
Oh my God.
And Snoop said the audience enjoyed that. I don't know what the blank they talking about. This is actually hilarious because it's like, I really don't know what they expected from Snoop Dogg.
No, easily, like...
They even put his performance at the end because they know who Snoop Dogg is.
Right. So they clearly knew something was going to happen.
They give him a 35-minute block.
Oh, my God. He had 4 strippers.
Yeah. Like, set up on mats. Like...
Did they not see?
Like, you thought he just had poles for what?
For what? Like, a huge trampoline? No,
yeah. He's
he going to be jumping and...
He's got 4 strippers and 4 stripper poles, and they're like, I wonder what
Bringing the poles.
Oh, yeah. Snoop's like, all right, we ready for poles? And they're like, I wonder what he's going to do with that. Oh, goodness gracious.
Why are these women
walking
out here in shorts?
It's literally like crazy. Like, I just don't.
Why
get
are they hopping on this pole?
It's like, are they?
What are they about to do?
Are they climbing the pole?
There's nothing at the top. Why are they climbing?
Where are they going? Meanwhile, my thing was, strippers just didn't. Like, I don't listen to Snoop Dogg and think of strippers. I don't know I can't remember what song the video was to, but he's rapping and it's like very just dry. And it's like, you just see these girls stripping. Right. They're like going up the pole and I was just like, I'm uncomfortable watching this. I don't understand what the purpose was. Who planned that? Was it Snoop? He said, all right, I'm going to perform at Kansas. 4 strippers on 4 poles.
Snoop, they said a clean performance.
Yeah, that's clean.
We good. Yeah.
Get clean strippers.
Not no dirty strippers.
No, yeah, obviously strippers are clean. I just can't. Black men are great.
No, easily.
Speaking of great black men. Yes. Tyler Perry.
Yes.
BET Awards just aired. We had one of the craziest just announcements, just flexes.
Flex, complete flex.
I think it's really summed up before I explain it. He said, while everyone was in Hollywood trying to get a seat at the table, I was in Atlanta building my own
table. Yeah.
Yes, that's crazy. Tyler Perry Studios just opened, owned by Tyler Perry.
Owned.
The land is owned. Everything built on the land. Everything is owned
by a
Tyler
black
Perry.
man in this here America.
Exactly. Not Tyler Perry Entertainment Group.
Right.
Not his
not an affiliate. Yeah.
No. This is Tyler Perry's own thing.
Yes.
And Tyler Perry Studios is 3 times bigger than the next biggest, which
Right.
is Warner Bros. Studio.
It's bigger than Disney, Warner Brothers, Universal, MMG or MGM
MGM
combined.
like together. Like it's actually insane.
No, it
It's
is.
like
There's cities within there's whole cities. There's different sets.
Like I think it was like, oh, bro, this is insane.
There's a stage,
This is insane.
a sound stage.
And this is dedicated like to to support black art, black
Right,
films. And it's
right.
like this is actually monumental.
No, easily.
Because if you have a black film at this point,
All you gotta do, go to Atlanta.
talk to Tyler Perry.
Yes, easily.
It says that he revealed plans to house displaced LGBTQ youth and trafficked women
Yes.
in the studio.
Yes.
Like, can this man be any greater?
Right.
Like, can he be any better? And
I
it's just
I don't. Ever since I've been, maybe it was just me, but ever since I've been little, like I was watching Tyler Perry, right? And then I got to like high school and college, and everybody was bashing Tyler Perry. Oh, Tyler Perry only makes this type of movies, blah blah blah. Tyler Perry, blah blah blah. And I didn't understand. I was like, okay, Tyler just doing his own thing. So
Literally.
I didn't personally understand like the criticism he gets.
no, yeah.
Do you understand?
I always thought that people thought
like,
that,
what are they criticizing
so
him for?
I know that there was one concern about like Medea, how they say like she embodies like the traditional black woman stereotypes. But I think the whole point of the Medea character was more of everybody has a Medea like in their life.
Right.
Like that's part of the black experience.
Right.
Like though it may come off, I think Medea did get to a point where it's caricaturish, like in my opinion.
Right.
But I don't feel like it had that intention.
Right.
And I don't feel like it was anything like negative. I feel like it was just something to unite black people.
Yeah.
And so I feel like most of Tyler Perry's films, though, sometimes they can be corny. Like,
Oh,
we watch
easily.
so many corny
Easily.
white films. too.
Yes.
All these rom-coms.
Yes.
Horribly corny. And like, we were talking in this class I was in earlier about some girls like, I only like rom-coms when they're aware that they're corny. Like when they're aware of their
Right.
cheesiness. But the thing about about Tyler Perry films, like his plays and everything,
Right.
are that they're constructed to where it's like, obviously this is supposed to be like dramatic. This
Right.
is supposed to be like cheesy. Like
Yeah.
that's the point.
Yeah.
And so I don't get the hate either.
And a lot of
Like-
people think just making 10,000 like all these TV shows, all these movies in
Literally.
short like the turnover rate that he does it at is
Like,
just easy, you know?
Exactly.
He's out here writing, directing, producing,
Exactly.
and acting in his own
Putting on,
films.
he's made careers for black actors.
No, easily.
Like, there's literally
China
black
M.
actors,
McClain,
exactly. Black
Tika
actors we
Sumpter.
only know because of Tyler Perry
Yes.
films. It's like, and people overlook that because they're like, oh, Tyler
Doesn't Cora
Perry
have
always,
a music career now?
Exactly. No, literally. And it's like, and then one thing, like he named all the
Yes.
studio buildings after like icons, like
Yeah, Whoopi
this
Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg, Cicely Tyson, like, and it's in Atlanta.
Yes.
Like it's not in
Yes.
in California. It's
Right.
not in New York. Like it's not across like seas. It's in Atlanta.
Right.
Like at the first black-owned major film studio. It's crazy.
It's
And it said that the land used to be like a Confederate.
Yes!
Yeah, it was like a Confederate fort.
That's the
And
ultimate
it's just-
flex.
bro. It's like
That's
they-
the ultimate flex.
That's like
You said who's living on
embodiment.
this
No,
land
yeah, it's
now?
embodiment of like black power. Like,
Yes.
there is like, and because of this is gonna spur like a movement. Like this is historic. Forever.
Oh, no, easily.
Like this is historic, and I can only imagine what it took, like to even get this like approved.
Yeah.
Like imagine who we had to fight to get.
Right.
Oh my goodness, it's just Tyler Perry is.
Tyler Perry does so much fighting for the
Yeah.
black community.
He just
you know?
cemented his legacy as
No,
well.
easily.
Like, easily. Like regardless, my thing is just like all these next films. Like imagine Jordan Peele working out at Tyler Perry Studios.
Oh my god.
Like, with Daniel Kaluuya,
Like,
Chadwick Boseman,
literally,
like
literally-
all black.
100% creative control.
Literally.
No. Jordan, take as long as you want
No,
on this film and make
literally.
it perfect.
And he has all the space he needs.
Easily. Easily.
I just, oh man, it's just
Crazy.
there's this is literally insane.
Because companies are gonna want to partner with him.
Yeah.
Like Netflix and stuff.
Yeah, it's like, and imagine all the black productions that are gonna get made out of that studio.
Oh, easily.
Somebody's talking about like he didn't wait for Hollywood. He didn't wait for anybody to tell him how to do it. He did it his way.
Right.
Like he just
Did
went
himself.
and did it. And it's such an inspiration. People always want to talk about like
Oh, I just need a chance to let me in the door.
Tyler Perry like said, I'm just gonna go do it.
Right.
Or of course, like he has the ability to go do it, but
Yeah.
it wasn't just because. Like Tyler Perry didn't come from no
Years
rich
of
family.
hard work.
Like
He was homeless at one
exactly.
point.
Tyler Perry literally was writing like Medea. Like, I hope this works.
Yeah.
Like I remember I saw somewhere that he was surprised that Medea hit like it did, and that's why he just ran with it. Like he was like, plays, movies, like
right.
we're getting this done, and that's why like everybody knows Medea. Like regardless, everyone has seen a Medea film. It's just, man.
Yeah.
This is iconic.
It's actually amazing.
History books forever.
No, easily.
I just
if they allow it.
No, yeah. Somebody. Yeah. I'm about to write one.
No, easily write our own history
This man's
book.
autobiography.
Oh, about to be insane.
Yeah.
Actually, about to be insane.
It's gonna be crazy. Especially.
You know how many quotes from other people?
Literally.
He gave you a career.
This man. And somebody, like, you look at all the comments on, like, Twitter and everything, talking about we had him so wrong, we had him all this. And I'm like, yeah. We just, and he flexes.
No,
like, it's like this new wave of, because, of course, like, you talk about philanthropy, like, not to be generalizing or not to make a generalization, but white philanthropy does not always have, like, immediate impact.
Right.
It isn't always stuff that people can like that has a direct reflection on the culture.
Right.
Like of course like the very, very top have like their own efforts like to change something of,
right.
Like, you know, the poor like world. But like this is like Tyler Perry saying like there's people right here who need me right now.
Yeah.
And like there's people who can benefit from what I have, from my like social capital, like my wealth. And he put it to work.
Low key, do you think he's gonna be the Black Disney?
I think because my thing is like, let's say that he wants to produce his own, like, because of course there's gonna be series that come out of this.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like a network maybe.
Oh,
a streaming service.
Yes, I was thinking.
I'm like
first partner with the BET streaming service, and then
that's what I'm saying. Like
your
the
own.
BET, like this can be monumental for BET especially, which is why I think he did so big of like a review through BET, because I feel like he's not gonna. Like, I don't feel like he's going to abandon, like, the BET concept. Like, and to put out a rival network. But at the same time.
But rivalry produces competition, which
might make
both.
Their BET do better.
Yeah. It's breathtaking, not gonna lie.
It's just crazy.
It really is.
And there's a logo. I'm trying to see if I can find it. It looks very sleek. Like the whole thing.
Yeah, there's like different towns.
No, completely. Like his whole. This man is a G. Like.
Oh, easily.
And I just. Wow.
No.
And we get to see this happening.
Yes.
In front of our eyes. It's just crazy. Like if you're into film, if you're into acting, like,
right?
This is the time for Black creatives.
To Atlanta.
Like no, literally.
LA.
Like
to
no.
Atlanta.
And think about that. Imagine. Everybody's trying to go to Hollywood. Everybody's trying to go to LA.
Right.
Imagine like all these Black people flood Atlanta more than it's already Black, and then it just
expands.
Exactly.
It does what Austin does and start annexing cities and stuff.
And Atlanta just
Georgia
becomes
Black as hell.
Atlanta is about to become like the hub.
The hub. Because they already have the music, the whole music industry. Oh my God.
Speaking of which, did you hear about Thug and Lil Baby?
No.
Apparently, let me make sure that was Young Thug. I'm pretty sure. So Lil Baby, I don't know if you know, but he's from Atlanta.
Right.
He used to be
like a gangster.
A drug dealer. Yeah. He used to like trap for a living.
I think I did.
Yeah.
Is where
make sure
Young Thug paid him to stop rapping. Start rapping.
This man would call him during the day because they used to know each other, and he'd be like, "How much you gonna make today? You think?" And Lil Baby would give him a number. He'd be like, "I'll pay you that much to come to the studio and work on your music." And he would just pay him up front and be like, come get in the studio, come work with me, let's get you better.
Yeah.
And Lil Baby said basically, that's the only reason why he has a career.
Right.
Especially because like Lil Baby's on QC, like he's a major part of QC now.
Right.
And it's like, he said, and there's a quote, it says, "Young Thug, he gave me all the jewels. He literally paid me to leave the hood." He was like, he said that Thug said, "Bro, you can rap, you got it, you could be next, but you gotta leave the hood." And it's just like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is like reaching behind and like picking up the next one,
Yes.
like showing them that
I'm
like,
all about that.
exactly like that's like this whole like there's a black movement like
Right.
happening again, and it's like now that we've had the opportunity to express our culture completely, like it's
And
about
own
to
it.
blossom. Exactly,
And
it's about
own
to
it.
blossom, and it's like what I need though for all of this is I need a new black media like center.
What
like,
do you mean?
Like BT has to go. Like I need
Gotcha.
a unifying like black culture
Mhm.
media like entertainment network.
Right.
Like I need
But
something.
I'd push back and say like I need multiple different ones.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I need just anything new, like something
Right.
that can compete with BT.
like entire
something-
black newscast.
Yeah, like something like, cause it's like we turn on all these other channels besides BET. They're increasingly black,
Right.
kind of, but most of them are still not black
No,
faces. And it's like we need representation. We don't need to worry about having a black person in the room. It needs to be a room of black people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's
That's powerful.
it's just like we need change is coming. I feel like.
No,
and I feel like
easily.
it's becoming apparent.
Yeah.
And it's just, oh man, I like it. I like where
Yes.
things are going.
I like.
Now I want to
where
live in
things are
Atlanta.
going.
Now I gotta go just to see the studio.
The property
man.
value in
yes.
Atlanta about to be
Imagine, bro. Imagine,
ridiculous.
like like the studios in like Hollywood. People want to see them take a tour.
Yeah.
Imagine like Tyler Perry Studios being a tourist destination.
Oh,
like imagine that.
yeah.
And 6 months ago, people were laughing at him.
Oh,
Calling
Tyler
him
Perry.
names. Yeah, talking about he was so problematic and all this. I was like,
But people are quick to
what?
say that anyways.
Oh man, what are some black films like? I keep thinking like, what do I want to see out of black entertainment?
More films that like push the culture, I guess. Cause
Yeah.
like Get Out, Us didn't really like
I didn't even
push
watch
the
Us.
it didn't really like push the conversation forward.
Yeah,
but Get
it
Out,
wasn't. He said it wasn't supposed to. But it's
Oh.
like we kind of wanted it.
yeah.
It's like we
You have
wanted
an
that underlying
expectation,
meaning.
sir.
That's why I didn't watch it. 'Cause I was like, oh, there's no black power aspect.
Right.
But I did like the fact that it was a black cast.
Yeah.
I like the fact that we're subtly shifting our perception of what's a good movie
Mhm.
because, and I feel like outside of the race too, like people are seeing like more like Lupita, like
Yeah.
she's doing a lot and she
Yeah.
deserves to do a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like these people, Chadwick Boseman, like he's playing like a cop in some new movie.
Yeah, Tika Sumner was playing that what's her name?
I love Tika Sumter
Yeah.
so much.
And Mixed-ish.
Oh
that-
yeah,
what's
yeah,
that?
yeah.
What's Bo's real name? Her
Um,
mom is Diana Ross, but
forgot.
Tracy Ellis Ross.
Yeah, Tracy Ellis Ross.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I couldn't remember her
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
But yeah, just little things like that. Started with Tyler
Yeah.
Perry. Shout out.
Yeah. Tika Sumter owes Tyler Perry a lot.
Yes.
Like, and the fact that
Yes.
she's still hot, like the McClane sisters, like they're still hot. Like,
Yes.
I like it. I like the way the place where, especially in this age of like decentralized media.
Media, independent media, yeah.
Like for Tyler Perry Studios to be the biggest studio, it's
Right.
like you already know something bigger is gonna come. Like,
Oh, easily.
They're like all these white like film companies or like non-black film companies are like, so
So
are we gonna allow this?
how did we let
Oh,
this?
yeah, you'd be like, how did we not know? And it's just so something's gonna come. I think, but I think he's gonna put pressure on
Oh, easily.
Hollywood.
But like, my fear is,
Yeah.
do you think anybody's gonna like do anything to stop him? Obviously, they're gonna do something. Like, I don't know, putting up barriers at theaters.
legally?
Like, yeah.
I think in America there will always be racism.
No, easily.
So I
Easily.
think,
That's my only fear. Is like with him having that much power, people are gonna
Yeah.
come at him hard.
but my
People
thing
come at
is,
Amazon every day
Yeah.
so hard,
Yeah.
and so when you're at the top,
I feel like for him to be at this place of unveiling, he has to have some kind of
plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has to have some kind of fail-safe.
Yeah.
I hope at least.
No, yeah.
'Cause nothing can happen to the studio.
Yes.
I need 24-hour surveillance.
Oh, easily.
I need protection.
helicopter.
No, yeah, I
surveillance.
need because somebody might try and airdrop.
Start a fighter.
Like,
Uh.
I need this to be preserved at all costs.
Right.
Tyler Perry too, because This is great.
No, easily.
And I appreciate what this man is doing for the culture.
Oh, easily.
Like when I read it, I said, "Wow,
Yeah,
I love this."
yeah.
It's insane.
And thinking about opening up new campuses in
Yeah.
New York and LA.
Yeah.
So
No,
saying,
literally.
yeah, these are our smaller campuses.
Like, this
Come
is
to
just
our
like,
real one.
when you're in the city.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, man. I think like I just want more original content.
Mhm.
Like I think
Definitely.
we're getting very oversaturated with remakes.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Because media companies are scared.
Smoking a cigarette.
Media companies are scared to like take risks, you know? And
yeah.
so I feel like Tyler is at a point to where he's like, you know what, let's take a risk.
Yeah. And plus he's getting up there in age, so he's like, well, he's really not that old. I think he's like young, but he's getting like
Right.
he sees that his life is getting on.
Yeah.
So he's like, I have to start generating something for the next, cause like that studio's gonna be there for. He's 50, so
Yeah.
this is like, oh man, this is so great. Like even like his shows like House of Pain, like Meet the Browns, like I'm ready for more authentic black like sitcoms,
Right.
authentic black dramas. Like I think Blackish is like a good direction. I just feel like Blackish comes off
Too much.
yeah, it comes
Too
off as
stereotypes.
too much like
Yeah.
Anthony Anderson.
Yeah.
And not enough like the black experience.
Yeah.
But I love it. I'm ready for more. I want some more. I don't know if it's just me, but I want some more original black superheroes. Like I know superheroes
Okay.
are out right now.
I feel you.
But like for me as a kid, superheroes is one thing that like I grew up into.
Yeah.
Like, when you see superheroes, like when you see Superman, like people want to be Superman.
Right.
People don't necessarily want to be like those other like children's ideas. They want
Yeah.
to be the superhero. So my thing is like I want to see more black children entertainment, black even like a Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
Like for black kids, like, I
With a
want
little
this.
chocolate lab.
No, yeah, like no, that's lie, but that'd be. I can't even think of a name, but that'd be kind of hard. that's live, yeah. I want the studio. That's why I mean, like, I need. Now that we have the space, I want the result to be something authentic, like something like creative, like something that can like impact the next generation.
Authentic too.
Yeah.
But I also am very interested in media at all is rewriting the black narrative.
Yeah.
Because a lot of films, TV shows incorporate, single parent, you know, grew up in the quote unquote hood, came up from nothing, right? Sometimes I just want like a suburban black kid
like
doing random shit.
Like, have you seen? There's a cartoon on Cartoon Network right now called Craig of the Creek.
Yeah,
bro, I love that show because it's like, he has
Like we shouldn't be to a point to where we have to like, I guess showing our story is important, but at the same time, that's not all we offer. It's like
changing like what the accepted. Well, no, changing what the stereotypes.
Right.
Like because people expect it to be a single parent household.
Right.
Expect it to be like either poverty or like just above poverty.
Yeah.
Like, struggling. Like every episode is some kind of conflict with like, which is like a show like Good Times, which is like the first like real representation, one of the first real representations of the black family.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of like dug, like we haven't had like Martin, like all those shows, like from there we've got very like it's very artificial.
Right.
Like,
No, very.
And I feel like shows like Craig of the Creek where he is just a nerdy little kid.
Yeah.
Who just goes and does nerdy little kid things.
Yeah.
He has two parents who are not. His dad's not overly masculine. His dad's not forcing him to be like this macho kid.
Right.
His parents are like understanding and they like talk to him and they like it's like it's a good direction.
Yeah.
And this is the direction we need.
Like
for,
that's what I want.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
I feel that it's great, man. I just really feel so proud to be black.
No, easily.
Like
right. Yeah.
Watching that announcement, like seeing that announcement on Twitter, if I wasn't black, like I don't know how I'd feel. I'd be like, okay. Anyways, let's see. That's just I'm really in awe. Let's continue with some black
black power.
Yeah. So Simone Biles. I don't know if you saw this.
No, I was confused on why that was on today's agenda.
Yeah.
I was like, what'd she do?
I was reading apparently, so Simone Biles, like the best gymnast ever.
Right.
She has this move that she does.
Which is actually happening right now.
No, yeah.
Jesus. We
No,
are on a
yeah.
black.
Like, I'm telling you, this
What?
movement is.
How much capital do you think black people make? America. Hip hop is the #1 genre in the world.
In a time when they said that hip hop was horrible music,
Right.
they used to say hip hop would never go anywhere.
Right.
And that's back when it was like Run DMC.
Right.
And here we are. Simone Biles at 22, mind you, she's 22.
Right.
She's broken the world record for most medals won by a woman in world gymnastics.
Crazy.
Like, not only has she won a lot of medals, she broke the record for winning medals. She's 2 medals short of the record, period. Not just for a woman, but for period. Like, she's the most decorated gymnast, and she's 2 away from just
at 22 years old.
22, bro.
I'm 21 and still have a trash GPA.
And she, okay, so what the article was, so she has this thing, it's like her signature, called a double dismount, because she, how she does like the on beam like, displays, and so it was renamed the Biles, right? And so it was found that judges were giving her lower scores, sort of as like they were like, we haven't seen this, like, because nobody else is doing this, so they weren't giving her what it deserved.
Right.
And so it's kind of like there's this huge thing. They were basically like, she shouldn't be penalized for being the greatest ever.
No,
like, that's like telling Michael Jordan, you can't win any more championships,
right?
Because we've never seen someone do what you're
right.
doing. Like, of course, you have won a lot
from that far.
No, yeah, we're not gonna count. There's gonna be 1 point for that dunk.
Right.
Nobody's ever jumped from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Like, we're not gonna give you 2. Or like dunk contest, like, we're not gonna give you the full 50 for your free throw dunk.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you about a 35.
Yeah.
Nobody's seen it before, and it's like.
And then people, when people try to replicate it, they appreciate it. Like,
that's a 50.
Oh wait,
now it's a 50.
That was hard.
Exactly. And it's like, Simone Biles has always been the center of controversy, just because, not even her, like, she does nothing controversial.
Yeah.
People have always had controversy around her because it was very obvious, like, they're just jealous. Like, gymnastics is not a black
thing
field. Like, it's not a black area.
Yeah.
And for Simone Biles, since we were kids, like,
what's
she's
that one?
Only a year or 2 older than us, like.
Yes.
And we've always known her to be like the best.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's this movement of like just black power,
success,
no, everywhere, and it's like, imagine.
And this is all without reparations, bro.
No, literally. Like, the playing field is.
I see why the white people are so scared.
The playing
I get it now. Hey, I feel bad for
near equal, and they're still being the best at everything. Like Serena Williams, like Simone Biles, like LeBron, like people like, and that's just sports. Like, you look at music, like
Beyonce,
Dr. Dre, like all these people, and now you have Tyler Perry. Like, you have
media
everywhere. Like, it's just like, I'm excited.
No, easily.
It's like, imagine what if the planet lasts
and that's
that
the
long.
thing with all these new, like, black people getting capital, both social and economic.
Yeah,
it's just gonna set up the next generation.
And that's the thing. Like, we're leveling. Like, it obviously this is the 1%. Like, this is the rich percent. But the thing is that it has effects not only psychologically, but it's like when people see stuff like Simone Biles being so good that they can't even give her the appropriate score because it's so good. That tells like young black kids, it's like, look, we're good. Like, we're great.
Right.
We're so great that people can't even acknowledge how great we are.
No,
so it's like, growing up, they're gonna be like, nothing's stopping me.
No,
I'm
easily.
Great.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm glad that this is coming out. Like, these are like, there's role models. Like, we've always had like black role models, but there's so many now. You can, regardless of what you want to do, like, you can find somebody like, who represents like your aspirations. And it's just,
easily.
Man, I'm so excited.
No, and I feel like, as sad as it is, like, the white 1%, I feel like is less likely to help poor white people. But the black
definitely.
1%, I feel like a lot, I'm not going to say all of them, but a lot of them are focused on raising or
Yeah.
minimizing the wealth gap
Yeah,
and raising
definitely.
black youth. So it's just like,
Yeah.
dang, we're in good hands.
Yeah, especially like I feel like it's because like the 1% white are the 1% white, and they don't have any, like they don't have to look up to anything.
Right.
Like even the 1% black has to look up to the 1% white.
Right.
Like the 1% black is still not the top of the top.
Right.
In like the way that like the hierarchy of like this like racial inequality like system. It's
Uh-huh.
like you can be the richest black man in the world, and there's
But
still
you're
gonna
still
be
in
a
a
Bezos. There's still gonna be like how many people above you, and it's like people are still gonna say your wealth is not the same as his wealth, and it's like for black like, and I love the fact that people are getting onto what the black people, well, to an extent, about not doing anything for the people behind them. Like there's people who just get rich and just disappear.
Right.
Because it's like, and that's the thing. They ask about like when you go to college, like do you have especially the PWI, do you have like the responsibility of providing for the next generation? And everybody in my
that's
like
tough.
when the discussion was like, no, like if that's not what you want to do, you don't have to. But what I said basically was like, you have an inherent responsibility to help the next generation just because of what we've been through as a race. Yeah. So like, no, you don't have to go be like the social justice activist, but I feel like everyone should have some way that they benefit the next, like the people behind them, like whether it's being a mentor, whether it's like, you know, just breaking a barrier on campus, like something like that. Like you just have to do something, and it's just I'm like these kind of news topics.
Yes.
Even the Snoop Dogg stripper performance.
And that's kind of a flex too.
It's like, because Snoop is so Snoop that you make a white man apologize to his people. Like Snoop said, "I'm not apologizing. This is my art."
Yeah. You paid for this.
Exactly.
You paid for this.
No, they paid for it. Like it's just
No.
I'm excited. Like, let's see what else we got. Let's do some facts. I have one fact that I found from a tweet. Okay. Apparently, your Uber rate changes based on your phone battery.
What do you mean?
Like so there was a tweet. It's like a dude with a 1% battery, a dude with a 100% battery, and the man with the 1% battery was charged almost $1 extra than the 100% battery. I don't get the logic.
That's kind of cruel.
No, yeah, I'm trying to understand.
Your phone about to die. You're trying to call this Uber, so we're gonna charge you.
No, it'd be like, look,
for
so you're gonna pay extra because
Uber's whole business plan is bad.
No, yeah, I did a project for my business communications class, where I basically was like pitching like problem solving, because Uber's had a lot of
losses, just straight up losses,
a lot of controversies and shortcomings, and so I basically did like a consult, like a what's it called? Consulting. So like I basically gave a consultation, like advice to tell them like how to move forward, and I just feel like I really should have gave it to the company because things have only gone. Like I found out, like okay, so have you seen these Uber helicopters?
No.
So apparently in cities like New York, it's an Ubercopter, and you take a ride. It gives you a ride to the airport in a helicopter, but you have to get there. So you drive to the helipad, and then take a helicopter to the airport, which makes it almost easier to just drive to the airport.
Yeah,
and it's like it's very expensive. So it's like the company I saw like. Something the way Uber is spending money, like they haven't had profit
years.
Like
years.
It's like they spend so much
losing
money. Yeah, they spend so much money that they can not even hope to make that much money back. And it's like,
what is your goal?
It's like, but I don't feel bad for companies like Uber because they've made just wrong moves. Like
easily. They were the first people with ride shares.
Merged into a growing business, like a new development, like, and they got beat to scooters. They got beat to all this stuff. Lime won like Lime just looks. I mean, not Lime. Lyft just looks cooler.
Yeah.
Like its whole branding is just cooler. Uber had to rebrand because of allegations, which were not allegations. They had to. How do you make taxi drivers mad? You had one job. It was just to peacefully disrupt the transportation industry.
Right.
And they couldn't do that. They've got people making it hard for employees to work because of sexism. Like,
Jeez.
to be a modern company, you have to do better, man.
Easily.
Especially people getting kidnapped out of Ubers.
Oh yeah, the whole. Oh my god.
It's so sad.
Uber Eats.
No, yeah.
DoorDash got that industry.
No, literally, because Uber Eats. I tried to use Uber Eats in Cape Town, and
I remember that.
I had a charge on my account for an entire year that I couldn't get rid of. And once I came home, they said you can't pay for it in USD because it was in South African rand. So I'm like, okay. Well, I am not South African, so I have the money in U.S. conversion. They're like, no, you have to pay in South African rand. So I had to call them and argue with this dude for an hour just to get it removed from my account.
Jeez. I remember me and Kaya and Justice ordered Uber from a place no further than 10 minutes. This took 2 hours.
Yes.
and it was wrong.
No, yeah. And all the Uber Eats, they show up on a bike. I'm like, sir, you don't have all my food. My food is soggy. Like, come on, man. Easily. It's just, Uber has such a good, like, they were projected to be change the world. Right. And now it's like other people have capitalized off of the Uber idea and
beat them to it.
Exactly. Like, I don't even consider Uber like the top of what they do.
Yeah.
Like, I consider Lyft a better company, better brand, a better like image. Like with Uber Eats, of course.
Isn't Lyft partnered with Disney?
Yeah, like Lyft is my preferred. Like, I don't call it Uber, I call it Lyft. There goes the Uber sponsorship. But Lyft, we go to the University of Texas at Austin.
Easily, yeah. Hey, we got those free lifts, so you already kind of support us.
So you already have a relationship.
Got the money for it.
Yeah, go ahead and throw us a sponsorship.
This whole podcast has been copyrighted. Lyft.
Brought to you by hashtag not a sponsor yet. But yeah, no, this is crazy. Like, I just sitting there and like crickets in the background.
No, easy.
And speaking of crickets, Austin has been overrun.
Texas in general.
Texas has been overrun.
Yeah, we report to crickets now.
No, yeah. You want to get into your house, you have to ask the crickets.
Oh, easily.
Your car, crickets.
Open up your fridge, there might be a cricket in there.
You want to just walk down the street, cancel it. Crickets got it.
But I want to know, how are these crickets creating? Because I don't see none of them getting down with it.
All right, what?
They just appear.
Bro, no, and do
they lay eggs?
I think so.
Are they mammals?
Likely going to be black field crickets, which make their appearance in late summer and fall. The spring season determines how many crickets we experience in the fall. Since this year's spring brought Austin a lot of rain, that means there's a lot of food for the creatures to thrive on. So basically, they've been busy. They've been busy. They've been raising their kids, and now they're like, all right, go have fun. Oh my gosh. Like, there's businesses that are closing because of crickets. Like,
they were like affecting lights.
No, yeah, like, yeah. When we have a parking lot with lights in the big building that stands in the way, they can't just go through the parking lot. Crickets got it. Like, I went to HEB the other day, and like every 2 steps is like
a cricket
chilling. Hey, it was good. And like, you take a step, like I kicked one because that was the first one I saw. I was like, oh, cricket's here, and just kicked it. And then it's like cricket. I was like, I was like, I ain't mean it, man. That's crazy. And they said, how many crickets were at your business today? He said, oh, today probably a couple hundred, maybe 1,000. You know.
Jeez.
It's like no point in even calling pest control. You are the pest at that point. Yeah, no. It feels like the plague.
No, easily. Did this happen last year?
I do remember, because I remember the plague jokes, but it was not this bad. It was definitely not this bad, because like, walking out of here, like they were like all over the walls.
No way.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. I've seen it on the walls on Twitter and stuff, but I haven't seen it on the walls in real person.
That's enough to make you just go get in bed.
Be like,
just call it a day.
I'll catch you tomorrow.
Yeah, you'd be like, you know what? Maybe another time. Not today though. Cricket. We've been overrun by crickets. That's crazy.
I think by the time this episode comes out, definitely not. But what do you think about the Trump whole impeachment thing?
Hopefully, by the time this episode comes out, it's further developed. Hopefully, we can get something going there.
I honestly don't know where it's going. This man has broken so many rules. It's just like
well, he has such a base that they don't want him gone.
Right.
And it's like these people. I saw. Oh my gosh, I meant to say this. I saw an ad the other day that said, "Does Trump deserve a second chance?" I said, "As president." We just give our second chances to the leader of the free world. I'm like, are we serious? The face of the country, Dad. I think he gets a second chance. No, they didn't give Nixon a second chance.
No,
get him up out of here.
Yeah, he needs to.
No,
go.
yeah,
for like he's hurting us in the world.
Yeah.
Not only at home, but in the world.
It's just like
I think, low-key, I have a conspiracy. What's today? Mark it. October 9th, 2019.
Okay.
As soon as Trump gets out of office,
Yes.
he's moving to Russia.
I believe it. I believe he
Wait,
has a
where is
facility
Istanbul?
there. Let's see. Is that
Turkey, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's in Turkey.
He's moving to somewhere over there.
He's
Easily.
Well, he can't stay here.
He can't.
He can't stay here.
He can't.
He'll probably fly into Trump Hotel sometime and not tell anybody. But the thing is, after he's gone, he'll have 24-hour support. Like he'll have 24-hour Secret Service still. That is if he's not impeached. Like if we let this man just walk out of office, his life is set for the rest of like his time here. I just we dropped the ball
it's
once.
Crazy. Like the amount of things that he has done, the amount of things that Obama, like if Obama even did like half of one controversy,
I'm telling you,
he would have been out. He would have been lynched.
Literally, like Obama's
Thrown.
Controversy was wearing a khaki suit.
No, what?
You wore what? Get him out of here. They literally had impeach Obama on trees for 8 years. I just like that's crazy. Like that's what I'm saying. We're the generation that has seen all of this. Like we're seeing like this black movement. We saw like the first black president. Like we're seeing all these firsts,
Right.
and they're happening. How many years after like we were integrated into society as equal?
As people.
Yeah, like as just humans.
Yeah.
And it's like we're still seeing firsts
Yeah.
in crazy fields. Like we're still seeing like man, I'm excited though. It's looking up. Let's see. Anything else we gotta talk about? What's yeah, I feel like I kind of like this. In the future,
Basically, this is the end of the preview season,
yeah,
and we will be launching the real season with live episodes,
video, guests, few new
everything.
segments, and they're gonna be a bit more current.
Right.
This is just kind of like the trial run.
Right.
So,
Tell us, give us feedback.
yeah.
Give
please
us
do.
anything we should do.
Yeah.
If you want to be a guest,
Yeah.
all you have to do is ask.
Yeah.
Literally.
My Twitter is, let me make sure. Hit me up on Twitter at mmgs22_. That's mmgs22.
It is now
underscore.
displaying at the bottom of your phone.
No, yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, it's
Don't
not.
look. Don't try to look.
This isn't a video.
And my Twitter is at the Carter Sue. That is
Yeah.
TheCartersue.
Yeah. So hit us up. We might make a Twitter page for this.
We might.
We just don't be
might.
popping off for a while. So yeah, we'll have a full like logo, branding, everything. But yeah, just let us know how you feel about this.
Yeah.
And
Stay tuned for the upcoming season.
yeah. All right.
Peace.
This is
I'm Zane.
I'm I'm Malcolm Still.
And you're listening to Common Royalty.